He was a civil rights leader and a hero who inspired millions of people to right a historical wrong. He dedicated his life to achieve equality and justice for Americans of all colors. He had a dream to make this world a peaceful place for all races to coexist. He is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. The world was different that time. At that time, in that part of the country, segregation or the separation of races in place, like schools, buses, and restaurants, was the law. Those days, the African Americans could not use the same public park or theater or pools as the white people. They could not eat at the same table or go to the same school with white people. Even the bathrooms were separated. Oklahoma became the first state to even separate public phone booths based on the skin color. African Americans had separate colleges. They had to live in separate neighborhoods, hold specific jobs. Separating the African American from the white people was called segregation, which was enforced by the Jim Crow law. His first major civil rights action was boycotting Montgomery bus service. This started when Rosa Parks, an African American woman, refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man. She was arrested and spent the night in jail. As a result, King helped to organize a boycott of the public transportation system in Montgomery. The boycott lasted for over a year. King and his wife, Coretta Scott King, led a historic 5-day march in 1965. Starting in Selma, Alabama, where local African Americans had been campaigning for the right to vote, King led thousands of non-violent demonstrators 54 miles to the state capital of Montgomery. King was arrested several times during his lifetime. King inspired a large crowd with one of his many speeches. Raised in a family of preachers, he is considered one of the greatest speakers in United States history. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. helped to organize the famous March in Washington. It was at this march where Martin gave his "I Have a Dream" speech. This speech has become one of the most famous speeches in history. The March on Washington was a great success. The Civil Rights Act was passed a year later in 1964. King was the youngest person to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. While standing on the balcony of his hotel, he was shot by James Earl Ray. Martin Luther King was only 39 years old, but in his short life, he changed the face of this country. Without his influence, who knows how long it would take for this country to be free from the racial separation. Let's not forget his dream, and let's keep sharing respect, love, and kindness with all.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day